How y'all doing? Checking in?
After a full day of traveling, we check into BARCELO, which is an all-inclusive resort. So food, alcohol, everything is included in the room. We don't have to go anywhere off the resort. And here's the view from the room. Hello. The dirty banana. Spearmint Spiker, you got that. I'm gonna get the other one. How you doing? Good. You get 2 drinks? Thank you. Oh, Miami Vice. How you mixing this? Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body. You can go in there.
No.
I don't think you're supposed to. I thought I heard my name. I was like, who knows my name here? Didn't you hear Priestley?
Yeah, I did.
Did you, right?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, what? Someone knows me? It's like, oh, I'm YouTube famous. Oh.
YouTube famous around the world. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Did you get that?
I think it was hurting my leg.
Oh my god.
You hit it.
I didn't hit it. I wasn't even over there.
I gotta get some sun. Oh no! Cool water went into it. Damn it. I can't drink that anymore. I just dunked my drink into the water. Now it's filled with pool water. Alright. All inclusive, so I'm gonna get another one. So this has been our first full day in Aruba. We kind of let ourselves get burned a little bit. I haven't had Wi-Fi, so Lecky's up in the lobby right now texting some people. But I wanted to get to the beach and get this awesome sunset for you guys. Check it out. And look who decided to show up. It's a little too cloudy to get the sunset.
I'm glad I didn't miss it.
Yeah. But oh look, that's pretty cool. We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We might die. What up guys, it's Aruban Priest. Arubian? Aruba? Anyways, yo, check out this sick tan that I got. Look at this color. Can you believe that? Anyways, just got back from the trip from Aruba and I'm ready to break down some hands for you guys. But first, a little bit about the poker room. We played at Excelsior. Here's my poker chip collection. Excelsior Casino. Let's see if we can get that chip right there. So, the Excelsior is connected to the Holiday Inn in Aruba, which is a couple of resorts down from where I was staying at BARCELO. Quick 5-minute walk. It's a pretty small poker room. There's only 6 tables, but I went 4 different nights, and the most tables that they had running were 2 tables at one time. 2 of the nights they only had 1 table. The other 2 nights they had 2 tables going. The game doesn't start until I think 8 or 9 o'clock, but I never got there before 11:30. You know, I'm trying to maximize my vacation because I'm there for the beach, spend time with my girlfriend, but when she goes to sleep, I wanted to check out the poker room for you guys. This is for you. So I got very little sleep, got there pretty late, only played a few hours some nights, like 3-hour sessions. One session was only an hour and a half, but it was freaking epic. You know, it was a mix between locals and obviously tourists, but the games were so soft. The games are really juicy. There weren't really many good players. Now there's one good player there that I had to keep an eye on. He was a shark. Every single night that I went there, he was there with his girlfriend. This Enrique Iglesias looking mother, but you know, he was actually a pretty decent player. All right, it's about 11:20 at night right now. Lecky's going to bed. I heard that there's a poker room about 2 minutes away. Literally a 2-minute walk away. That's kind of why I booked this room too. Doors closing. So hopefully, you know, 2-minute walk. Oh, look at this. Looking fresh. So I heard there's a 2-5 game that runs anywhere between like 9 or 10 o'clock until maybe 4 in the morning. So let's see what's going on. It was more of like a 5-minute walk or more, but it's pretty close. I hear chips shuffling. I don't see the poker room yet, but let's go find it. Obviously I can't take this big setup into the casino there, so turn this off and go find the poker room. I did it twice, guys! Oh my god. Alright. I recorded like 6 different hands, and then I just recorded myself telling you guys that I didn't turn on the microphone, and I didn't turn on the microphone again. So that's 2 times in the same vlog where I didn't turn on the microphone and wasted a bunch of time. Alright, anyways, let's get into the hands. Alright, so this is the very first hand of the night. Sit down, we are the natural big blind, and we look down at 6-9 of diamonds. Pretty decent hand, not amazing, but playable in the big blind. Let's see, what happened in this hand? There were 3 limpers, and the small blind raises to 20 bucks. And looking down at this mediocre hand, somewhat okay. I decided to protect my big blind, and I call 15 bucks, $20 total. Everybody else calls. We're 5 ways to the flop, 5 ways to the flop, and there's $100 in there. And the flop is pretty good. Comes Jack, Queen, 4 with 2 diamonds, and we have a flush draw, possibility of a backdoor straight draw, low end, but still possibility of it. The small blind leads out 30 bucks into the $100 pot. We flat, everybody else folds, and we are heads up to the turn. The turn comes, and it's the 8 of spades, which brings us the possibility of the straight draw if the 10 comes on the river, but still not a really good card. Like if he had ace king and he was just c-betting, 10 would just make him a higher straight than what we have. You could still have top pair here, something like that. So really the only hand that we're trying to make is a flush here. So on the turn he leaves out 40 bucks, $40 into a $160 pot, and seems like a fair price. I make the call. You see the river, and the river is the 5 of diamonds, right? 5 diamonds? 5 of diamonds, yes, 5 of diamonds. We made our flush. He shows weakness by checking the river. So I'm trying to get some value out of this hand. I don't think he's trying to check raise here. I don't think he even has anything. Maybe he completely whiffed and he was just trying to, you know, double barrel, and he probably put me on a flush draw, or he made a really good fold because I bet out about a half size pot bet, 120 bucks, and he mucks it. So either he had absolutely nothing or he made a good fold. Next hand. Keep checking that microphone. Alright. So very next hand, I get dealt 8-10 offsuit in the small blind. We get out of this hand, so I'm just going to talk about it because we dodged some potential tragedy over here. Anyways, there's a early position raiser to like 20 bucks, and there were several callers. The small blind, no, I'm the small blind. The button raises to 75, so we get out of this. But if it was just got limped around for 20 bucks all the way to me in the small blind, I probably would have called with 8-10 offsuit, going like 7 ways to the flop for 20 bucks. And the flop came really good. Right. The button makes it 75, so obviously I get out of there with that crap hand. And then there's 3 callers. So they're 4 ways to the flop, $75 a piece, that's 300 bucks. $300 in the pot. Go to the flop. I'm out of this, by the way. So flop comes, remember our hand, 8, 10. All right, flop comes 8, 8, 10. Like, oh, why'd you break the $75? We could have gotten this for 20 bucks. We would have flopped the mother freaking full house. We would have scooped like a huge pot. Anyways, the first guy, he makes a pretty decent sized bet. I can't remember the exact amounts of all these bets, but anyways, he makes a bet. Somebody else flaps. 2 people fold, and they're heads up to the turn. Oh, by the way, the flop brought 2 hearts or 2 diamonds, can't remember, and the turn completed that flush if someone was on a flush draw. Fireworks are going off on the turn because the first guy, he bet, next guy raises, next guy reshoves, other guy insta calls, and they're all in. One guy has the ace high flush, the other guy had 10s full of 8s. Dude, we had 8s full of 10s. The other guy would have stacked us. I don't care how good you are, you would have stacked off to that flop with 8, 8, 10 and 8, 10 in your hand. Especially in this type of game, these players are really loose. I think that the skill level of these players, they would have shoved, they would have played aggressively, even if they had the 7 high flush or a 10 high flush even, and they would have played it like they had freaking full house against that paired board. But anyways, that was just we dodged disaster in that hand. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, we're off to a really good start in this session, and I got a pretty good amount of premium hands. Like one of the hands, aces, like the local that I was talking about earlier, the Enrique Iglesias looking mother trucker. He's there with the girls. He got a big stack, and I actually take some money off of him. I got aces. He makes a raise pre-flop. I 3-bet him. He calls. I make a big bet. I make a big C bet on the flop. He calls. I make another big bet on the turn, and he calls. I shove on the river, and he folds. So I take down a pretty good amount of money, and then from there, just trucking over people with pretty decent hands. I'm not gonna go over all of them because they're they all played pretty straightforward. So here's that stack. Bought it for 500 bucks. Built it up to this huge stack right here. $1,300. Woo! But anyways, I gotta show you some hands that led to my demise, because that $1,300 stack turned into a lot less. So let's get into that. All right, so in this hand, we look down at King Jack of Diamonds on the button. So we're in a good position. We have a decent hand, and I'm ready to make a raise here. There's one limper, goes around to me. I made it $20. Blinds fold. The limper calls. He calls for 20 bucks. He got a pretty big stack now. He's won chips from other players. He's got 800 bucks in front of him. So we're the 2 biggest stacks at the table. I got the biggest stack. He's got the 2nd biggest stack, and we are heads up to the flop, which is really good for us. The flop comes queen, 10, 4. We flop the up and down and the diamond draw. So 2 diamonds on board. We have up and down and the diamond draw, not the up and down flush draw, not the up and down straight flush draw, not the royal draw, but still a really good hand. So he checks it to me, and what are we gonna do? Obviously, we've got a ton of equity in his hand, and we wanna make a bet here. And even if we're behind, we could probably take on the pot right now, or build a pot for later streets if we hit our flush draw, because we have a ton of outs to improve on this hand. He checks it to me. The pot is 20, 20, 40 blinds, 47 bucks, and I make it $25, which is about half pot. And guess what he does? He raises this to 75 bucks. So it's likely that we're behind now, given his raising range here. So I could probably put him on something like king queen, or probably not ace queen. He would have raised. Even king queen he probably would have raised. We're probably behind here. He could have. If you really think about it, you just think about you could have a set of 10s, a set of 4s, queen 10. Probably not 10-4, queen 4, but he's got a pretty good hand. We're behind. I'm pretty sure we're behind. I don't think he's making that kind of raise on a draw, like an up and down, like we have the blockers there, or a diamond draw. We have, again, the blockers there. So I decided to make the call, another 50 bucks, and we see a turn. The turn comes, and it's an offsuit king. It improved our hand. We still have the up and down draw, we still have the diamond draw, but now we have top pair. He slows down and checks it to me. And what's the right move, guys? I didn't make the right move. I'm like, all right, continue on with the show that I have a really good hand here, and I bet 110. I'm like, what the hell? What are you thinking? All right, so I bet 110 because at the time, like, I'm not really thinking, like, I've been winning a lot of hands, and I'm like, all right, I want to get some money in here because I have a good hand to improve on the river. Not really much else will hurt my hand on the river. And I make it 110, he calls, and we see a river. The river is another 10, right? So, not really the best river card. Even though we thought like any river would be good. Almost any card on the river would have been good except for that 10 or a queen. So he thinks for a little while. I think there was like, at the time I was looking at it, I was like, there's maybe $500 in a pot, and he bets out 205 bucks. A fishy value bet there because he knows I have a strong hand, and he's value betting $205 here. And I'm like, I'm not confused because I know exactly what he has. I even say it to him, like, the only hand that makes sense here is Queen 10. I'm like, he has Queen 10 here. I'm like, looking at my hand, I'm like, all right, the flop has 2 diamonds on it, and he check raised me 3x. What the F does he have here? He either has a set or he has Queen 10. And I'm like, you have Queen 10. I call. Guess what he has? He has Queen 10. Oh my god. Priestley, why did you call that? Why did you blow the pot up on the turn and then call the river? Oh my god. Anyways, hindsight is 20/20. I got Professor Priest here to tell you what should have happened in this hand. Here he is. Professor Priest here. What he should have done on a turn is utilize some pot control. You've got a good hand here, it can improve on the river, but you know you're behind already because you got check raised on the flop and you have all those blockers. Likely he doesn't have a flush draw, likely he does not have a straight draw. It's likely that he has either 2 pair or a set already. And on the river, when that 10 comes and the pot isn't hugely blown up, like you blew the pot up on that turn by making that $110 bet. What are you doing? Which just allowed him to make a really big value bet, which you should have folded anyways. And you could have saved yourself $205, and you could have saved yourself another $110. You could have saved yourself over $300 on this hand. That's it. Yeah, thanks a lot. Where were you when I needed you? You should have just showed up during the hand and told me to freaking do all those things. Come on. Shortly after that hand, I get dealt Ace Queen suited in middle position. This is on a button straddle. Button straddled for $15. He only has $105 behind total. He only had 105 total. He straddled for 15 bucks, so he had 90 behind. So I'm in middle position. I raise it to 40 bucks because there's a $15 straddle. Folds around to him, and he shoves for the full 105. Comes around to me, and I don't think I really have a choice here, except my only choice is to call. His range is probably very wide here. He's already committed 15% of his stack about, and if he has any kind of like ace hand, or if he has any kind of pocket pair, small pocket pair, something like that, he'd probably shove. So I call with the suited ace queen, and he flips over offsuit ace 5 offsuit, ace 5 offsuit. Yes, we're looking good. Flop comes, and it's a 5 on the flop. Couldn't get any worse, guys. Can't get any worse. Oh my god. And it holds up. And he scoops the pot. So we lose 105 bucks. And from there, I just continue to make mistakes because I'm on tilt. I made the mistake. Then I get sucked out on, and I probably should have just left. But the thing is, like, don't play it. No, I try to play as much poker as I can when I have the hours. But I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't use that mentality. Like, if I'm really not playing my optimum poker, I should just leave. Who the hell's texting me? My girlfriend. You were up? Girlfriend texted me, and actually, Zach's texting me right now. I'll let him know that I forgot to hit that record button on the microphone, and he's just asking me about the games in Aruba. But if you haven't seen his vlog yet, check it out. Zach Rockwell. I'll put the link up here. Yeah, check it out. Pretty cool guy. He's also a poker player in Washington. He works full time, like myself, and plays poker. He's got a good vlog. Check it out. In this last hand that I want to tell you guys about, there's a new player to my left. He's under the gun. He buys in for, guess what? $100. 2-5 game. He buys in for $100. That's a norm in Aruba, apparently. Anyways, buys in for $100 under the gun. We get their cards. He bets $20. 3 callers on to me in the big blind with ace-5 of hearts. Think it plays pretty well multi-way. If the flop comes, I want to say unfavorable, but Andrew Nemi trademarked that word. But it's like a go-to word, guys. Like favorable, unfavorable. It's like it's go-to for some reason. Anyways, what was I saying? If the flop isn't that great, we can likely get away from it pretty easily. And if some kind of draw comes or a 2-pair, we can it plays well. But anyways, flop comes. There's ace high on the board, no hearts, and I check it. Under the gun player bets $50. Everybody folds onto me. There was $100 in the pot before. He bet $50. Now there's $150. He's got 30 behind. On me. What do? I should probably fold this, right? But I'm like, what can he have here? He could have like some kind of pocket pair. Probably a ace. I wasn't even thinking about what he had. That's the stupid part of it. So I'm like, I have an ace. Look, I flopped an ace. And he doesn't have that much money. I'm gonna put $80 in there. I go 80. He's like, insta call. Flips over the ace king. I'm like, really, Priestley? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why were you not thinking just waste $80 like that? All right, ace 5, no good. So, moral of the story is, if you lost a few hands in a row, if you made a mistake and you're like getting down on yourself, and you're not playing the best poker that you can play, you should probably just walk away, take a break. Even if like the game's not going to run in much longer, the game's in a break. So moral of the story to myself, because I rewatch my vlogs, I rewatch myself, go over my notes. So Priestley, note to yourself: if you are on tilt and you're not playing the best poker, take a break, walk away. Poker is a long-term game. It doesn't matter how much you're going to make tonight, in the next 20 minutes, in the next hour. It matters what you're going to make over the next few weeks, the next few months, next few years. So who cares about that extra 20 minutes that you want to get in there? Who cares about that extra freaking hour you want to get in there? Just take a break, take a breather. You're a good poker player. Just recompose yourself, and there's another day that you can play poker.